Well, those of you who follow me know that about 2 years ago, I switched to a clean eating, anti-inflammatory diet, and salad dressings became a huge part of that shift. So today I am going to show you my much requested recipe for my super simple honey mustard dressing made from scratch. And I'm going to show you the easiest way to emulsify homemade dressings. I'm kind of embarrassed it took me this long to figure it out, but if you are interested in that kind of thing, I do invite you to subscribe and also hit that notification bell. That way you'll be alerted every time a new video comes out. Here on the Spicy Apron, I focus on food, fitness, and fun after 50. So let's get to this really simple recipe. I make it all the time. Now, there are only 5 ingredients. I've got olive oil, Dijon mustard, honey, garlic, and cayenne pepper. Now, don't forget, as always, the link to the full recipe is below in the description box. Now, first thing you're going to need is a mason jar. Now, okay, you don't have to have it. You certainly can mix this in a bowl with a whisk, but this is what took me like 50 years to learn. So why do we make homemade dressings? Well, mostly because of the oil. Now for dressings, I do use extra virgin olive oil, and the reason I do it from scratch is because I don't use refined oils anymore. Honestly, that was one of the biggest things that I switched away from when I switched to a clean eating diet. So please make sure to use extra virgin olive oil. Do not use other oils if you are trying to stick to a clean eating or anti-inflammatory. So just use a mason jar and pour, it's about 1/4 cup of oil in the bottom. Now, the next ingredient is the star of the show. It is Dijon mustard. You certainly can use regular yellow mustard if you want, but honestly, that punch of flavor really does come from the Dijon. So just scoop that also right into your mason jar. Now, I use anywhere from 2 to 3 tablespoons of Dijon, depending on how mustardy I want the sauce to be. Now, the next, I'd say, equal star of the show is the honey. Use natural raw honey or whatever honey you have. And in general, I will use an equal amount of honey to what I had Dijon. If you want it slightly sweeter, then just add a little bit more honey. All right, next up is some minced garlic. Now, I usually use a garlic press, but I think you guys know I am currently traveling around the country in our Airstream, and that is something I didn't bring, but man, I wish I had, because when I do homemade dressings, which is all the time, I actually use a garlic press because I like it really finely minced, but for now, I just have to chop it. And I use 1 clove of garlic for this amount of dressing. Now, one more ingredient to go, but I do want to remind you that I have a free PDF. The link to that is below. It is for the top 10 anti-inflammatory foods you should eat and those you shouldn't eat. So if you want that, just click the link below. It's free. It'll go right to your inbox. Now, the last ingredient is maybe my favorite, cayenne pepper, because let's face it, I am the Spicy Apron. I like a little bit of heat and it really balances out that sweetness. So I don't recommend you avoid that, but if you really don't like cayenne pepper, then don't put that in. Now, I said 5 ingredients. It is 5 ingredients. You can add salt and pepper, but in all honesty, this does not need it. Now, here is the trick to quick emulsification. You just shake it in your mason jar. Now, you want to shake it a lot, but for years and years and years, I used to whisk it in a bowl. And this is way faster, and honestly, it's way better. Now, once you shake it up for about 30 seconds, as hard as you can, you should taste it and make sure that those flavors are balanced the way you like. It truly is a personal preference. Just give it a little taste. It's so good. It's so easy and it's so good. So guys, there you have it. That's all there is to it, to this made from scratch honey Dijon. I use this on salads all the time, salad dressing, but it's also a great dipping sauce. And you know what? You ought to smother it on my chicken wings. I'll put that link to that recipe up there. And look at that beautiful texture. This just gets me excited. There is nothing like homemade from scratch dressing. You truly will never go back to store-bought again. You'll love it. And do you like how I put it in my plastic wine cup? Again, in the Airstream, I don't have a good dish to pour it into because normally I just serve it out of my mason jar. Thank you for tuning in to The Spicy Apron. My name is Heather, and I am here for food, fitness, and fun beyond 50. And now I'm going to give it a legit taste test from the back of my spoon, because that's the way to taste it. So good. Just so good. I will see you next time.